Hey, this is Wileen Benson, and you are on the Daily Gratitude Call, where we start every day in gratitude. Gratitude is the highest energy state that we can be in. It creates a frequency of positive vibration that attracts positive experiences into our lives. Hey, everybody, this is Wileen Benson. This is our Daily Gratitude Call. Excited to be on our call today and to see what we get to learn. Thank you for those of you who have chosen to be on our call live this morning. You guys are the ones who create this call. It's always so wonderful to be here every morning with you and starting the day out on such a high note of gratitude. I just love all just the spiritual uplifting that I feel when the call is over, but it also, because we're on such a high vibration, it increases physical energy as well. So it's just like spiritual, mental, emotional, physical, everything is just higher when we're done with the call. And so I'm just super grateful for you guys being here to be able to help me to have a higher vibration day in all areas. And I know just, from the comments that you guys have made that you all experience that too. And also for those of you who are joining us on the podcast, regardless of what time of day it is, it's always a good time to be in gratitude, regardless of what your circumstances are. If you're going through a crisis right now, if you're having some emotional stress, or if you're on smooth sailing, if you're on smooth, calm waters and you're feeling like everything is going your way, just is like that extra breeze that pushes you along even faster. So whatever your situation is, I am grateful to have you here and hope that you will get what you need today. And my intention is that is the case, that we all go away feeling like we've been fed, uplifted, and ready for the next challenge. For today, it kind of leads in a little bit to our call today and what we're going to be focusing on. The subject of gratitude that we're going to be focusing on is gratitude for utilizing resources. And I just want to, share before we even start, just kind of open your minds and heart and your intuition to whatever God has for you today for your own personal inspiration, because resources they're endless. It could mean anything. So I'm going to set a timer for 90 seconds. We're going to have a private silent meditation, gratitude for utilizing resources, and just see what comes up. So grab your paper and pen, write down whatever comes to you in this silent meditation for 90 seconds, gratitude for utilizing resources. Begin. All right. Okay. Just had to finish that thought. Mine, I feel like what I got is just kind of opening the door for something else. So I'm excited to see what else you guys share today, what else I get to learn that I can add to what I already received. Sleep was the resource that came to me. That sleep rejuvenates me. It's something that I utilize on a nightly basis to give me more energy for the next day. Sort of like a bank account. You can't save up sleep. You have to be constantly depositing sleep or withdrawing sleep. I don't know which one it would be, but it's not something that you can just like do it once and you're good. It's something that you have to have consistent inflow of. And so that was just kind of an interesting concept, that sleep is a resource. And I've been conscious of my sleep the last few days. I've been supporting my daughter through a difficult time, and her typical norm is stay up late and get up late. And my typical norm is go to bed early, get up early. And so for us to have time to, and time is a resource. And so for us to, for me to give time to her in that emotional support, I've adjusted some of my sleep schedule. Still, getting a good amount of sleep at night, but I'm going to bed later and getting up a little bit later. So I'm not getting the things done before the gratitude call that I usually do. So that was kind of what came to me about sleep and possibly even time. And that when we are serving another person, sometimes we can adjust. Who else would like to share something?
I could share.
Hey, Leland, thanks.
Mine's a bit more basic, where I was just quite inspired with just having hot water in homes, and having like on-demand hot water systems, and just having nice kettles and coffee makes, make nice hot drinks in the morning. So I was feeling very grateful for having like this sort of technology in this day and age. It's always good to have a nice hot shower every day and not have to, I guess, like boil water over a fire or something like that and have hot baths or something like that. But yeah.
Awesome. Definitely. I'm grateful that I live in this day and age too. It's not absolutely necessary for survival to have hot water, but it's certainly nice. Thank you. Mary, did you have something?
Yeah, I was just going to say I'm grateful for the resources that come into my life. I think it's like to utilize the thing that came to mind was when the student's ready, the teacher appears. So those are utilizing the resources that show up. And then I've been experiencing a different kind of meditation lately. And it's really great that through that resource, I'm gaining clarity on some things. And lastly, the thing I thought of was how we have friends or businesses in other locations or other states that are resources, and I can utilize those resources for them to have them, do things for me that I can't do because I'm not there.
Sort of like delegating to somebody that's in the local area. Is that kind of what you're thinking?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, like I have had some things I wanted my mom to have, but I couldn't go there and do those things for myself and pick those items up and take them to her. So I have just local businesses and friends that were able to help me with that.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. That's beautiful. As you were talking, I thought of an experience that I had. It's been probably, I don't know, a year and a half ago, a year ago. Some of you will remember Jane, who used to be on the call quite often. She was visiting family in Colorado, and her grandson was getting out of jail, and with nobody to pick him up. and she was really concerned about him. She called me and asked if I would pick him up. And so and I did. It's a long story. I didn't actually pick him up at the jail. I was inspired to go somewhere else, and he was there standing at a bus stop. So it was God led me to where he was, and I was able to actually take him where he needed to go. But similar type situation, just being out of the area physically, but being willing to ask. I think that is a resource, is other people. If we're willing to ask, we can definitely utilize those resources. Thank you. Who else?
I've got something I'd like to share.
Awesome. Phil? Phil and then Michael.
The first thing that came to my mind was chlorine.
Chlorine? Okay.
Because I have a hot tub, and some of my little girls got in it last night, and I went out and checked, or the night before, and I went and checked, and it stunk a little bit. And so I realized I was out of chlorine. But it wasn't just chlorine, it was the fact that there's a solution, right? There's a solution to the problem. And God has given us all the raw elements to be able to come up with that solution. And that's our resource. And we are to use those resources so that we can create and solve problems. So.
Awesome. You've said several things that kind of reminded me of like a math equation, solving for X or whatever. And the word solution, even when you brought chlorine into it, I know that there is a solution. There's like a math equation of, this many parts chlorine to this many parts water or whatever. There might even be some other chemicals that you put into it, or it might burn your skin. It might not work. It might not actually kill the bacteria or whatever. So there's a perfect solution. There's like a perfect math solution to every problem. That's kind of an interesting concept. Thank you. Michael.
Excuse me. The first word that came to me was tools. Tools are what we use to accomplish our goals. And by using our tools, which the Lord is one of them, we find information in books, we find inspiration in prayers, in books, in the internet, through people. Those that come to us and give us new ideas, new insights, those are resources, and when we utilize them, we can make a difference. And sometimes the things that are bothering us, when we stop and look at them, we go, oh, and we see a solution or a resource, to build something to make things better even for ourselves and others. I was thinking of when the birds were sticking to that guy and he got tired of pulling them off, and then he just turned the question around and said, oh, what makes them stick to me? And then we come up with Velcro. And
interesting.
So those things in life that all around us, and even things that bother us,
Cool.
Keep poking at us.
I love this idea that the new ideas are the resource, and unless we utilize the resource, it's kind of worthless. So resources utilized is what really makes the resource valuable. Thank you. Any last thoughts before we shift over to our permission process? All right, let's go ahead and take a deep breath. Had a lot of new ideas shared with us, and just as Michael said, this is an opportunity for us to utilize those new ideas to allow us to take action on something new to get a different outcome. Let's take a deep breath. And just envision that there is a column of light that extends all the way from the crown of your head up to heaven. This is the source of all ideas, all new ideas, and also the source of all resources, the source of all abundance. Just allow yourself to feel a physical connection, maybe a warmth or a vibration on the top of your head, at the crown of your head, that is extended all the way up to heaven, where all the ideas are available, all the solutions, the perfect solutions, perfect math equation that would solve for X, that would solve the problem. Just take another deep breath and bring that light, allow that light to permeate the top of your head and just filter down into your brain, so that not only can you just feel and know that there is a source of resources and of ideas, but also that they can sink down into our thinking box, and even allow that warmth and light to trickle down into your neck and shoulders, into your chest area, and settle into your heart. Our brains, sometimes we have limiting beliefs that we have to filter through, or past ideas, or, oh, that can't work because I've always done it this way. But our hearts are the receptacle of pure truth. So we can receive that truth and know that it is true, and have more confidence in taking action. And while we're at it, let's just let that light and warmth pump out with your blood that's pumped out from your heart. Just allow that light and warmth to pump out to every area of your body, through your blood vessels, into the cells, just giving that oxygen and blood and now light and warmth to every extremity, to your fingers, to your toes, to every cell, every area of your body, so that you're completely filled with light and warmth and just revitalized. And the first question I have for you is to just be aware, what are my resources? And just go ahead and take a moment and list all the resources that come to you. Allow yourself to be shown all the resources that are available to you. We've mentioned a few, but there are so many. Go ahead and write down as many. Just keep writing as you think of things. Don't question it. Just allow those resources, ideas of resources, to come to you, and write those down. And as you're writing these resources, I invite you to feel the gratitude for all the resources that are available to you. And just be open to think outside the box, and allow yourself to be shown even more resources. People, my own skills, classes, mentors, money, time, energy, ideas, so many, endless. And the next question is, what is the limiting belief that in the past has limited my resources or my ability to utilize resources? What's your limiting belief? And as you have this list of resources, and you know that if we gave it time, you could fill up pages and pages of resources. Look at this limiting belief that in the past has limited your thinking on utilizing resources. And what is the cost? If you see the multitude, the infinite amount of resources, but this limiting belief has limited your ability to utilize them, what is the cost of this limiting belief? And if you don't like that cost, if you are done with not being able to utilize all your resources or even see that they exist, you have a choice. You can keep that limiting belief because that's going to continue to give you the cost, give you the outcome that you've already experienced. Or you can give yourself permission to choose some new beliefs that will allow you to utilize those resources. And if you're ready to do that, to give yourself permission to utilize your resources, say yes.
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 Awesome. So what are the new beliefs? What are the new beliefs that will take the place of that old limiting belief, will allow you to utilize the resources that you know you have access to, and even be open to know of more resources than what you're even aware of right now? What are those new beliefs that are going to help support you in utilizing and expanding, magnifying your resources? Let's get 2 or 3 new beliefs. And when you have those new beliefs, I invite you to look over those new beliefs, and just as we pumped that light and warmth out to every extremity, every cell of your body, just envision yourself picking up those new beliefs and maybe plopping them into the top of your head and allowing them to filter in through that light and warmth and pump out to every cell of your body, so that these new beliefs are supporting you in utilizing your resources, in asking for, receiving, knowing that they exist, and finally utilizing all these resources to your benefit. And with that new awareness that now you have the ability to utilize these resources, and even resources that you're not even aware of yet, I'm going to invite you to go to an area in your life where you have had a problem, much like a math equation, a problem that you need to solve for. And then look over that list of resources and even be open to know what new resources that you haven't even been aware of might be available to solve for this problem. And the perfect solution, and you already have access to the resources. So just with your pencil or highlighter or whatever, go through and just highlight or circle or put a star by resources that feel like they fit this problem. There are some resources that are perfectly assigned to certain problems. And so just use your intuition, allow yourself to be shown which of these resources, or maybe some that you even hadn't thought of, that will easily solve and be the perfect solution for this area in your life where you felt like you've had a lack or not been able to solve the problem. And then envision yourself utilizing these resources to solve for this problem, and how it perfectly fits together. It's the perfect solution. Just watch it as everything fits together and it works. And what is the one most important thing for you to do today to solve, utilize these resources to solve for this problem or this particular area in your life where you felt a lack of resources? What is the one most important thing today? What's your inspired shortcut to solving this problem utilizing the resources that have already been available? In a moment, I'm going to open it up for some shares. And I also want to just offer myself as a resource. When I offer to have a 15-minute conversation with you for free, that is a resource. If you're stuck in any way, or just need to kind of brainstorm through a problem that you're having a hard time seeing the solution, I'm a great resource for that. So all you have to do is just go to askwylene.com. That takes you directly to my calendar, and we'll give you a 15-minute call or time slot that you can choose for a call with me. And that's a free one-on-one mentoring for you to be able to help you find that solution that you're looking for. Who has something that they would like to share about their experience today?
I'll share my new beliefs.
All right, thanks, Mary.
There's a lot of resources around, and sometimes it's, well, I can't afford the time or the money. So, you know, my new beliefs are I'm using the resources that show up. I am welcoming new resources. I'm utilizing the resources that show up. Same thing. I am the student using resources to learn. And I'm embracing resources that are solutions. So that's what I got.
Love it. Those are awesome. Thank you. I want to mention, because a lot of times that word afford does come up with regard to resources. I can't afford the time to go serve this person. I can't afford the money to invest, you know, in education for myself or whatever it is. The word afford, if you look it up in the scriptures, it means allow. I can't allow this. And when you look at it that way, just know that that's basically what you're saying to the universe is, please don't give me this because I can't allow it. So think of that next time you say, I can't afford. Any last thoughts before we end our call today? All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for everyone who has shared, and just love the energy that we always create on the call, and today's no different. I'm really excited to be able to go forward today utilizing the resources that I do have available, and excited to see what we get to create with taking action on our inspired shortcuts. We will look forward to being together tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Mountain Time. Thanks again for being on today. Love you guys.
Thank you. Love you too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hey, thanks so much for listening. And I encourage you to tune in every day to the Daily Gratitude Call. And the Daily Gratitude Call happens live every weekday morning. I'd love to have you join. So to find out how to join live, go to my website, wylenebenson.com. Thanks for tuning in.